Okay. All right, folks, we're recording.
Okay, I have a question about the upcoming mock jury. How much is it for an artist to submit images?
$25. And they could
And can,
submit more than they could submit two presentations for that.
that's a good deal. I'm making notes.
Hmm.
Okay, may submit to, what was the word you used?
Presentations.
Thank you.
That way they can test different sets of images, different booth pictures, different artist statements.
Yep, excellent. And what are the dates?
It's April 15th
Oh, that's
or
right, tax
14th,
day.
whatever the Tuesday is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 15th.
When do they have to have the pictures to you, though?
By the 15th.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Okay, thank you. Anything else I should know as far as to tell
Well,
people?
it if they're not available to watch it live, it will be on YouTube that night.
do they send it to your LarryBerman.com or?
No, no. There's a link. There's a page at the top of my website that has instructions. Berman Graphics.
Any other little tips or tidbits?
Well, they can call me if they need help.
Okay. Can you give me one?
Or Barry?
Okay, any other?
Yeah, I mean, I've always offered free evaluations, but it's nice to get feedback from other people
Yep.
because a free evaluation is only worth what you pay for.
Oh, God. Hi, Barry.
Hi.
Hmm.
I was out, I was going to get dessert with a friend of mine. A friend of mine dropped by and I said, "Hey, let's go get some dessert." And we were BSing around and then I looked at the clock and I went, "Oh, it's 10 to 4 already." So then I had to come back. We didn't actually get to go out anywhere.
Oh,
Well, we're honored that you made that decision.
Eh, don't ask
Yeah.
me. Don't ask me why.
That was a great response.
Hey,
Steve Daniel was supposed to come over to my house this afternoon to scan some negatives, but he hasn't called me, and so I don't think he's coming. Do you know who Steve Daniel is?
no.
He's the photographer that did the tree frogs.
Who cares?
Yeah,
The tree
I know what
frogs
you're
that
talking
push
about.
little lawnmowers.
All
Yeah.
Barry.
kinds of settings.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oscar, did you have a show this past weekend?
No, next weekend. This coming weekend.
Oh, okay.
What show are you doing?
Uh, Queenie Park, which we'll see how it goes. Then I got Atlanta Dogwood, and then I drive to La Fiesta,
And then where?
San Antonio.
San Antonio. Okay.
Fiesta. Does
Yeah.
anybody do Lohmeyer anymore?
You know, that show became
Why
a
would they?
3D show. It's really not a uh, good show for 2D lately. Well, that's what I've been told. And every person that I know that done it, that's 2D, they do it for 1, 2 years and then they're done. Yes.
Lohmeyer?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did it twice and didn't do it again, but that was like 30 years ago or 25 years ago. Wait a minute. Okay. I can figure this out, but because I had this girlfriend. When was she
Oh,
involved with?
don't lie to us, Barry, that you had
30
a
years ago.
girlfriend.
30 years ago. And I stopped doing it.
No, I got a friend that does ceramics that does really, really well in there. And I got another friend that does purses and does really, really well in there also. So it's a 3D show, a functional 3D show.
Oh,
So, but that's the same weekend as uh, out in Birmingham. So even if I wanted to, I cannot do it. So,
So, what are people hearing from the shows? I know Oscar's story since I talked to him.
Well, Mary Ann's first show is going to be in 3 weeks.
Good.
Yep. We had a lot of declines, but we're headed to Cherokee Triangle, and she's loaded for bear. I'll tell you, she's got some pretty damn good artwork. So we'll see what happens. And
That's
if we,
fantastic.
yep, and if we don't sell anything, we're still going to buy some bourbon. That's right.
You know, we all go to shows for different reasons.
Yeah, that's right. It's on the way, so we figured we might as well hit a couple of the distilleries before we head home.
Well, one thing about doing shows in St. Louis is that you got to go to the Southwest Diner. Oh,
Yep.
to die for.
Where is that?
Southwest Diner in St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
Do not
Well,
miss it if you're in St. Louis.
well, we're waiting here if we actually are going to go to St. Louis.
Well, good luck.
Yep.
Hope you get in.
Well, we just keep applying, see what happens.
You can't get in if you don't apply.
That's it. If we could do 6 to 8 shows, I'd be happy to do that a year. We're not making our living from it, obviously, because I'm still working. But we know we'll be in Spoleto. We know we'll be in St. James. Those two are we know we'll be in there. We're hoping to get into Bluffton next year. We didn't apply this year because we have a scheduling conflict. Bluffton, Hilton Head, Beaufort is one of the fastest growing areas in South Carolina. So, and all the houses down there are, they start at 700,000, 10-foot ceilings, just.
No, they don't.
The kind that need
The
big
kind that need
paintings.
art
No,
does.
they don't.
Big photography.
What do you
Barry,
think
what
they-
do you have coming up?
What do you think they
Nothing.
start at?
If I never do
What?
another show, I'll be really happy.
That
Oh,
Um,
bad, huh?
you're in a fine mood.
Maybe. Oh no, I'm just burnt out. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to talk about it, about shows. I want
Okay,
to talk about
but
baseball.
I
Hey,
haven't been.
Oscar. So let me change the conversation for like 30 seconds. Hey, Oscar, I was talking about the
yeah.
torpedo bat. They have this new bat, the new design in a bat, and the guys that are using it
Yes,
are doing amazing. So,
9 home
favorite
runs.
my favorite player, Ellie De La Cruz, who plays for Cincinnati. Oscar's a big Cincinnati fan, and he used the bat yesterday for the first time. Two singles, a double, and two home runs. Yeah,
Nice.
he used his
It
bat.
is
Okay.
The
just
torpedo bat is amazing.
amazing what they're doing with that bat.
Yep.
And I just heard a explanation on what exactly is different. And they just they made it wider
Well,
where
no.
everyone's sweet spot is.
Yeah, that's right. It's so logical.
Yeah,
Bats they go up and it gets the biggest part is at the top. So this guy that went to that taught at University of Michigan, meanwhile,
yay.
and worked he actually works for the Yankees as their systems analyst. Anyway, uh, he says, "Hey, what if we move the fat part down to the sweet part of the bat? Where they hit the ball. There is a regulation that no part of the bat can be greater than 2 3/4 inches. So they moved it that from the top to the middle, and these guys tried it out. Then they went, "This is amazing!" So now there's a rush for everybody to get those bats, and whoever has them already is doing really well.
Well, like the Yankees, their first game,
That's right.
9 home
9 home
runs.
runs. Using that
It's like,
bat. So
geez.
Yeah,
yeah,
but not all the Yankees. There's only a couple players on the Yankees that are using that bat.
that's right. And they're the ones that are doing well. I think there's 4 or 5, but yeah, people are
Okay,
trying it out. Okay, now to answer your question,
sorry.
Bonnie, I might be
Sorry.
doing I might be doing Birmingham. I'm supposed to be doing Birmingham, but she never sent me the contract in. I heard the money was due yesterday, so um, I was
Well,
Did you
then,
poking
email
around.
her?
Huh?
then get it in.
So we'll have to get a hold of Nicole. She never sent me a contract. So when she sends me the contract, then I'll fill it out and pay my money.
Just email
Although
her because she would ask, I think it's Nancy. She will send you the invoice to you. But
I,
just
I already did. I paid my Ann Arbor thing yesterday or this morning. I paid for Ann Arbor. I like it when they send you these notes like you owe it now because I always forget.
Yeah.
Hi,
Well,
everyone.
Hi,
Hi, Allison.
Hi, Demo.
your
Demo.
name.
yeah, it says demo iPhone,
Oh,
which
you know
is
what?
your name.
Our internet is down. So I have my phone, and anyway, it's a demo phone for when I teach.
Uh,
Yeah, that's why it says that. So,
So you don't want your
so
students to know your name?
well, they know my name because I'm teaching the class, but I also have a computer that has my name on it when I teach.
she's famous.
It just distinguishes between the cameras, right? The demo camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
Allison's world renowned
well,
jeweler.
I don't know about that. Not, not, not this year.
Oh,
been a rough year for a lot of people. For getting rejected, waitlisted. Even people that normally don't get, they've been getting rejected or waitlisted. So much for Mike Ross's theory. So,
Well,
uh,
I did just make a very nice sale though too, so that's good. So,
excellent.
when I like when it balances out. In fact, when Eric and I 4 years ago when we were driving, you could see the signs like we were so close to Santa Fe. This particular customer called me needing a gift for his wife because her birthday's around this time of year. And so when he called, uh, and he and his wife had just moved from the Bay Area to like north of Seattle. So um, it's just like when I remember things like that, it kind of freaks people out, such details. But in any case, you know, I feel they hopefully
You're
seem to balance
freezing.
themselves out.
You were
Oh,
You're
really?
freezing
breaking
up.
up.
Okay.
Okay, so Barry,
So
after
Bonnie.
Birmingham, what have you got?
Well, I got a bunch of waitlist crap. Um, oh, I shouldn't talk like that in case somebody's listening. I have let's see, what do I have? Uh Belleville. I'm on the wait list for Belleville, but ever since Patty Gregory became the mayor, so she couldn't run it, they don't like me.
You know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is. What is it?
It's your booth image.
Oh
You need
no.
some,
Oh no. Oh
you need
no.
pictures in your booth image.
Yes. Yes. Okay, Bonnie. This week I maybe
Yeah.
yes. No, no, I promise. Look, here's the thing, Bonnie. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not motivated. I don't want my studio's a mess. I can't every day I get up and I go, today I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, and I don't do any of it because really I'm totally burnt out. I don't like the way the directors of the Florida shows that I did. They're to me they were all incompetently run compared to the way things used to be. And who wants to? I don't want to put up with it anymore.
Then
And
don't.
so,
Can you afford to retire?
hell no, hell
Okay.
no,
Then, then basically put up and shut up. Unless
no,
you have another way to earn a living.
hardly.
I understand burnout. Trust me.
Yeah.
I understand
I
that.
had it before, everything turned around. Like, when the housing bubble crashed, I wasn't making any money. I went through it then, but then it got good again, and then hope springs eternal. So, but now, and then I didn't even do that badly in Florida. I just didn't do what I wanted to do. I did half of what I wanted to do, and
Ouch.
but listen, everybody I talked to said the same thing. Except there was a few people that, like, I wouldn't say lucked out, but there was a few people that did phenomenal in Florida. There's no doubt about that. But I didn't have the right work. You know, Wall pieces are
Yeah.
selling, pots aren't selling. And anything, I don't think glass guys did very well. The glass sculptures, I don't think they did very well. I think what's doing the trend is wall pieces. Doesn't matter what it is. And to me, they're way overpriced and people are paying it anyway. So, uh, that and jewelry, because women love jewelry. So,
It depends.
Jewelry's not.
It depends on the type of jewelry,
Yeah.
though, But I want to say, I'm having a very big rejection year, and I got one wait list, everything else rejected. But my first quarter has been really good without doing any art fairs, and I only just started the artist market. But I'm grateful, and I don't know how it'll continue or not, But
but
I feel relieved so far.
Okay. Hey,
Good.
Allison, that leads into a question that I want to ask you. And it's kind of how I feel, but I'm not sure if I'm just being paranoid. Okay. You've gotten rejected from everything. I've gotten waitlisted from I mean, like everything,
Hmm.
waitlist, which to me is that's the way you get rejected without them having to tell you exactly that you were rejected.
No,
Because,
wait,
No.
sec, one sec.
yes.
And then multiple times off of the wait. So
Yes,
it
me
does
too.
vary depending. Okay.
That's true, but not like when you get
Yes.
8 or 10 wait lists, and how many of those are you going to get in? And then you know what? You got to call them, you got to bug them.
Don't
It's
call them.
uncomfortable, huh?
Don't call them.
I never
Email them.
do. I never do.
Okay.
The only time I get in is when I call them. So I'm
Calling
very
always
uncomfortable
works for
calling.
me also.
I'm saying email them.
Well, either way, email or yeah, I don't call. I will email, but
Mm.
it's a similar. I get a similar reaction. So the whole thing,
Mm.
because I'm
The
not
nice
actually
thing,
getting in. Huh?
Mhm.
the nice thing about being waitlisted is you still have a chance. Now your
Mm.
year is totally up in the air because you have no idea what you'll
Yeah,
do, what you
yeah, that
won't.
might be worse. So, Allison, do you think it's because
Mhm.
we're getting older and they're putting us out to pasture?
Oh,
No, I think that you
baloney.
applying to just to being honest with you. I think you only applying to the really top shows with the competitions really stiff to get
Always.
in, and you don't apply to any B shows, solid B shows.
That's not true.
And well, tell me a B show that you're doing.
How about a God, I don't want to call
Oh,
it that.
C shows? No, I'm telling you, you don't apply to B shows.
Midland,
You should be able to go to
Michigan.
B shows.
B show, that would be
What?
Birmingham, or any of the guild shows would be B shows. Um,
Just being honest.
Wait a minute. You're asking me my opinion, not your opinion, my opinion. Okay? There's a
Okay,
difference, you know. I
okay,
The problem is I did all these shows, and Bonnie was there. We did all these shows when they were great.
Yeah.
okay. Just
You
keep
know?
going. So you're doing
South, let's see, what's over there by Crassel? South
South
Haven.
Haven.
South Haven. I'm doing South Haven. But listen, so okay, like I applied to Crassel and the one in Wisconsin, Madison. And I
Madison.
figured, well, I'll get into one of them. Wait list for both of them. How could that be? Hey, they used to put me. I've been on the poster for Crassel a bunch of times. So I
Um,
went from the poster to like, well, you're not good enough. Get out of here, you know.
well, with the politics at Krasel, I would not want to do it. But
Especially
that's
this year. But
yeah.
I'm just looking at this as an opportunity for my customers to buy from me online. And, and
Without
then,
the expense.
right. I mean, I enjoy doing shows, but yeah, I mean, even so, if you make less money at home, you still can make more. And plus, I have
Yeah,
the local artist market.
I know
Um,
the economics of that. But let me tell you
yeah.
something that I feel.
Mhm.
Jewelry, you have people that will buy like a bunch of pieces. You know, they'll buy
Mm,
every year. They love your jewelry, they buy it, and they
my
might have
work,
8 or 10 things. With
yeah, but
clay,
it's I don't know. I mean, my work is not inexpensive, so um, there are some people that only ever buy one. I mean, it depends. But with clay,
I, I have 3 people that have a house full of my artwork.
okay.
3 out of
Hmm.
everybody I've sold to.
How do you know?
Because I know them, because I go to their houses and I see the work.
No, but I mean, the people, there may be people that, there may be more people that
Right.
own your work than you
That you don't know.
realize.
Well,
I
that
mean,
I
there
know.
may be more people that own many multiples of your work than you
Oh,
even realize.
that would be true because I don't, because I think I know the people that have multiples of my work.
But I
Well,
bet
you
you,
should know them. You should know who they are.
yeah.
did you
Well,
apply to
over the years,
Geneva?
changes.
And
Did you apply to
Barry,
Geneva, Barry?
And Bonnie,
Barry,
yes.
Nicole is sending you a new contract.
You just talked to her?
I sent her a message.
Oh, okay. I thought I wanted to do that, but okay, that works.
Oh shit. I wanted you to do the show. I
I
didn't
was going
want
to
you
get
to
out. The
procrastinate.
thing is, I don't, here's the thing, like, it's an expensive. See, the problem with doing Florida and not doing what I wanted to do is there's less dollars. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to even it out. So I've already spent my allotted money on my credit card for this month. Why am I telling you people this? Anyway,
We've
and
all been there.
Tell
and
us
it's
more.
it's the eight. It's another week. It's another week before, I pay off when I have to pay off this month's credit card. So I didn't want to put it on this month's. So I want to do it like
Well,
in a week.
tell her.
I
Yeah,
will.
because
I'm going to. I'm going to.
that's the same thing I'm doing. I told her that I cannot pay her to come back from Atlanta.
I know.
So
And,
I
and I
paid for
still
Shows,
owe a
Berman
third. I still owe a
already.
third of the Ann Arbor rate.
but shows understand that. You would probably be surprised with certain years how many artists for the garage sale asked to
Right.
postpone
You're right.
their booth fee, and some of them don't pay it until they actually get to the show.
Well,
I I have
yeah, but
seen
you
some
were,
shows. I've seen
That
some
was,
shows offer payment plans also.
yeah,
Cherry
and
Creek
yet,
does.
and yet
yeah.
one year at Uptown, you know, uh, Minneapolis, I asked if I could pay it a week later because um, I did. They wanted the money like May 1st or something, and I was doing Oklahoma City. And when you do Oklahoma City, they take all the money in and they send you. They put it in your account, but it isn't like till a week after it was due. And I asked her if I could wait a week to pay them, and she said no. And that was it. That I never did. I was insulted, and I never, I thought it was wrong, and
Then
I
I
never went
wouldn't go
back.
back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah. So it works both ways, but yeah.
I mean, have a heart, people. Yeah,
What? Hey, listen, Bonnie. In this
yeah.
country, it's surprising how many people do not have a heart. It's amazing now.
But I'm happy to say that a lot of people still do, and some hearts are getting bigger to make up for all the shits that no longer have a heart.
Well, we'll see.
So did you apply to Geneva, and Barry?
Wait a minute. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to ask if you're.
You didn't apply to Geneva because you would have known by now.
Geneva is the same weekend as Ann Arbor, isn't it?
No, it's the week after Ann Arbor.
No, then it's the same weekend as our local show that if I don't do it, I'll be in trouble.
Well, you have to
Uh,
do that one.
I do, actually. All right, where am I
So
looking?
what you got
Earthly
in
Me.
the apply to?
She said it already.
General artist.
That's
Well,
funny.
yeah,
Yeah. Hi, Steve.
Did you apply to Parisburg?
Who?
Parisburg, the show before Brighton.
No, no, no chance.
oh, we heard some good things out of that show.
Which one?
Perrysburg.
Oh no. First of all, it's Ohio. I'm not going, I'm not doing a thing in Ohio. It's a Michigan
So
thing. Sorry. And I don't need to go. I'll want to do I want to do Brighton because I'm curious. Last year
so
was the first
so
year. No, wait a minute. Last year was the first year, and I talked to Kristen, and Kristen did really well, and
I
it
bought something from her.
and it has a reputation, because I mean I know the area because I grew up in outside of Birmingham, so I know that whole area, you know, and and at one time it was kind of like a hillbilly town. Actually, it's next to it's where the John Birch Society was started, that area. And so, but over time, the demographics have changed because people moving farther out of Detroit. So it's no big deal to live in Birmingham or live in in Brighton. So there's a possibility, that it'll be good. And it's newer money. So it isn't like Birmingham is like a bunch, it's different. And they don't, and really the people in Birmingham don't really support the show. They could, if
They used to.
oh, and remember when it was great? Before they redid the park
Yes,
and
yes.
the
When it
park
was
had
in the park.
personality.
Barry,
Court?
did you hear about the group that was making wood toilets?
No, no. Is this a
It was the
joke?
Birch John Society.
I love it. I love
Oh,
it. Yeah.
So what are you doing for September? For the September, yeah, you apply to San Luis and apply in what else?
So,
Barry.
Nothing. I haven't applied to anything because I'm burnt out and I don't want to even think about it. You know, I want a
So
few
you
weeks
didn't apply
off,
to San
Oscar.
Luis?
I want to
What?
refresh. I want to recharge.
You don't
I
want
haven't
to
thought about it.
refresh. If you, I'm going to tell you, you quit this year doing shows, you're not going to want to do it next year.
Well, you think I'm like you doing 50, 30
No, I
shows
know.
a year?
If you are like me, you will be double down. You will be doing twice the amount of shows.
Look at every time I talk to you, it's all about this. This is all you think about, Oscar. You know,
It's my livelihood.
except for the 3 hours you go watch a baseball game. Other than that, this is all you do. Oh, wait a minute,
In
you answer
basketball.
the phone and you hang. You know, you do your side job, which is actually your real job because you can't make any money selling artwork. So so you hang
no,
the
that's
phone.
Oh,
not, no, that's
Oh,
not true.
Barry.
I know. I'm teasing on. Look at he's
Mhm.
laughing. You know,
Okay.
our
I wish
banter.
do you know what I really would like to get it, Barry? I would like to
No.
get it to 50% income art show, 40% installations, and 10% the rental unit, or maybe less. But right now, I think it's more like a 65 art show, and installation takes about uh 35 to 40.
Yeah.
So
Interesting that you bring up the split. It used to be I would do art fairs and then I would do Baltimore wholesale and in February and then Philadelphia or whatever. I think it was in they moved it around. It was Columbus, Ohio for a while in the summer, and half my business would be galleries that would come. And what happened over time is they increased the amount of booths in the building and the amount of and then the price of doing of a booth fee went way up, kind of doubled, and the amount of galleries went down, so at one time they would actually there'd be a line around the block to get in and they would run in because every artist would take orders for, like, let's say February or like well no it would start like in April, so you'd take like 30 or 20 orders in for April, and then then you go to May and you could fill your whole year with that doesn't exist anymore.
I've heard about that.
I used to love it because I went from, I think it was 22 shows, it may have only been 20, and
but you would
picked
think
up some wholesale,
Yeah.
ended up going down to like 10 shows,
Yeah.
and I made more money.
Me
Bottom
too.
line,
Me
made
too.
more money.
Me too. I never did more than 10 shows, or maybe I might have done 6 or 8, and I had a trouble balancing the two because if you were making work to ship out, then you weren't making work for it was more of a challenge, but it was great because
It was hard.
but it was
I
fun.
was I was struggling to have enough work for the shows.
Think about that.
But it's
You were
hard
struggling to
because
have enough work. Amazing, amazing concept, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. And that's my perspective. That's how I see things. So I look at these shows and I go, why is it a certain way? Well,
yeah.
let me tell you something. There's some little things that has nothing to do with how good the show isn't, but you used to get a T-shirt at every show. Everybody had a T-shirt so that you could advertise, you could wear that shirt all over the place. And then, like, it was kind of funny because if it was a really good show and you went to like a lesser show and somebody saw you wearing the T-shirt, it was like, ooh, you did that
Yeah.
show, you know. That, and what's the other? There was another thing. And well, the party. There would always be a great party. Ann Arbor had it the night before the show started. Where's the parties now? They're
Yeah,
kind
I
of
used to do
half-ass.
that. I remember that.
Excuse me. And then And there were some other things. It's like they've taken it all away. Where's the, it's little by little, the amenities are gone. The things that made it exceptionally fun, besides selling,
Put it,
It's expensive though, so there's
put
that.
it into the
it
advertising.
was expensive.
Take away the party.
Yeah.
I guess take away the t-shirt, but put it into advertising
Yeah, I'd be fine with that
and
instead of their
try
own pocket.
doing more different things
The
Yeah,
thing
where
is
does
that
the
for
money go?
advertising.
money, that was one of the questions that she answered to me today.
Oh,
Um, Karen, this you can only advertise in so many places, and you have to concentrate on one particular thing before you can decide if you can move on or not. I think even for us artists, you do the email, and maybe we should run an ad, and you have to pick up. You run an ad in Facebook yourself, or you run an ad in Instagram, or you run an ad in TikTok, or you run out in Blue Sky, or run it out in some place to reach more people. But you need to you this you kind of split up the money that you have in budget for advertising like the way they used to be. You can before you can this you can before you can go to the newspaper, put a big ad in the newspaper, hire buy a couple of billboards, put a couple of banners and the posters in the small businesses, and you were done. Now you have to split it up. Newspaper, if somebody can't read it, you have to do news ad, radio ad. You have to hit YouTube. You have to do Facebook. You have to do TikTok. You have to do Instagram. Uh, you have to
You don't
do,
know you don't know where people are getting their information from these days.
Right.
yeah. So you have to
listen,
do too much, and everything costs a lot more money. So, and your budget didn't change. So now, and that's something that I heard from every single promoter director that I know. They all are there's not enough money to do the proper advertising in every single thing, so they have to pick and choose what they think is going to work better.
Just like I have to do in my real life. I have to pick and choose because I can't
there's
afford everything.
there was a
Darn.
book that's really old called Guerrilla Marketing, and it was
Oh, my favorite book.
and it was before all this. And their thing was there's plenty of free advertising that you could get if you were creative and you looked around for it. Now, with us, it could be these morning TV shows. Every town has a morning TV show. Get them to interview some artists. Do it like a week before the show. Every day have a different artist come in there. Oh, the artists live too far away. Well, just have the local artists come in there. It's about advertising the show, free advertising for the show. Get people
The
to,
guild, the guild does that.
and
Yeah.
there's plenty of
Hmm.
opportunities
I
to
did
do
that
that.
See,
here last year for a show.
Yeah.
I did too. The artist market has, I think it's 3 or 4 times a year, and they pick a different artist each time, whoever wants to go in. And there's a nice relationship with the talk show host who's been up to the show. It's down in Albuquerque, but I don't know who watches it, but somebody does. And it's and then different language like radio stations. I think that's an area like Spanish language radio or something that can be an area depending on the community you're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
never thought about that.
That's a really good one too. Yeah.
I'm writing
our
that down.
open studios in Berkeley. She did ads on Spanish language radio, and then she was
Well,
able to
I
get a lot
also
of. Yep.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
go. Keep going. Sorry.
She was also able to get editorials, um, having developed like relationships with the person in the newsroom ended up being the editor. Now it's all different, but getting editorials is a really nice way to get free advertising.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and sometimes sometimes you have to actually provide them with the text, the content.
Right.
Um,
But I'm doing the poster for 57. I need to do a radio interview, a TV interview for them still. Uh, and one
Because
thing that I was
your
telling,
photograph, well, tell them why. It's because your photograph was picked for their poster.
yeah,
Well, you're supposed
that's
to
true.
advertise that.
I'm
Look
really
at me, I'm
modest about those
famous.
things. uh, I I was telling him that they need to. It's not just the the last month you do the heavy duty advertising, right? But I think that during the year you need to put something in the communities where the show goes, just to remind them that the show is coming next year. Just keep reminding them, putting something in here and there. Doesn't have to be nothing fancy. Just maybe a flyer or
It could be
something to make
those
people.
it could be those club cards that are incredibly inexpensive. You know, they look like postcards. It's the thinner paper, and you can get thousands of them very cheap.
And just put it out. But it has to be something that you have to build a momentum of people. Hey, the show just happened. I hope that you win. If you came, thank you so much for supporting the show. And then the next month, we're looking forward to next year. Then you do a countdown process to the next show. But I don't know if there's any shows doing that. But if you don't keep the show in people's mind, uh, they're not going to come because they're going
Some
to. Because I got customer they go, oh, I forgot about that show. Oh, I wanted
some
to
of
go, but I don't.
some
Yeah.
of the shows have it in mind because they have other programming during the year also. So,
Mhm.
is there any other programming that
I don't
exists?
know.
Oh, but that's like Cherry Creek has they have this mobile art cart, for example, and
Mhm.
so because I get the newsletters and so anyway, um, there's a reason to email that mailing list because there are other things during the year.
I'm going to tell you every month I get an email from Coconut Grove.
Hmm.
What's going on
Good.
with the gallery? What's going on with that every month? So I don't get anything from 4 miles of Gasparilla, but the Grove I always get something. So the show is. I think that they make sure that people know that the show happened and something just to remind you about the show.
Mhm.
That's just you know because you have to. I think in this day with all the distractions that we have, we need to bombard people with information. But
Well, just as a side note, it's amazing how much better I feel now that I've had my blood pressure kicked up a little. So thank you.
that's awesome.
Really?
Blood pressure up in a good way, not
Yes.
a bad way. This has been very lively.
Yeah. Uh, look, I gotta thinking this weekend how it's going to go. Then I need to figure out the next weekend, and then 4 months, and then the month of May is going to be lightweight. But I need to take care of my mom that month badly.
How's she
Uh,
doing?
she's doing fine, but she needs. We need to have somebody in the house until almost 9 o'clock every day, and it's getting expensive. So,
Yeah,
Very.
I know about that.
so, so next in May, I'm going to do that most of the nights. I'm going to stay down in my sister's house until probably 5 to 9 every day. I will make it work. So, and then same thing in June. And so my sister, when I was in Florida, they sent her job, sent her to London for work for 3 weeks. So that was out of the blue.
Nice
So,
for her.
Yeah.
yeah,
Except there was nobody around to take care of their mother.
Of mom.
yeah,
I heard this right.
yeah. No, we had somebody. Clara stayed 24/7 with my mom. Those times.
You know,
Oh,
Oscar, I did
again.
it. I stopped doing art fairs for about 9 months, and I went and took care of my mother.
Good for
Oh,
you.
You know,
Those kinds of things you
yeah,
can't get back
yeah.
that
yeah.
time.
Well,
There'll
What's
I like
in,
to
always be
try to
another
do.
art fair.
what's interesting about that is it was when Zap was just getting started. So I quit when Zap was getting started, and when I got back in, somebody said, I said, "Oh, I'll get into every show because I always got into every show." He goes, "No, it's all different now. You're not going to get into every show." And then I got rejected for a whole year before I started getting in again. It was really weird. So I was right in that transition periods that I kind of, but it was still worth it. It was still worthwhile to go take care of my mother because I hadn't really been that close, you know, to her, for a long time because I went away to college and then I moved away, and I would only come to visit once in a while. So, then a number of years had passed. So it was kind of good that I'd actually went and did that. It's
Excellent.
frustrating sometimes.
That's something that you will never regret.
That's true.
And same for you, Oscar.
Well, I hope so. It's just hard. That's all. Because
Yeah.
I
if you
know.
don't work, you don't get no money. That's the
Yep.
problem.
Hey, trust me, I've been there with both parents. So,
Yeah, me too. Yeah. As far as not making any money,
oh,
don't
I've
we
been
all get
there too.
used to that?
No, because the bill keeps coming.
Yeah.
If they knock the door asking for their money. Mm.
Barry,
But we see what happens.
did you ask Nikki if you could postpone the payment?
No, because I'm on the phone here with you. No, she said that Nancy's sending me the contract. So
Okay.
after I get that, then I'll, because we're only talking about a week, maybe.
Yeah.
The
Good.
thing is, Birmingham's like 5 weeks away, 6 weeks away, so it's getting closer.
Geez, it's that close. It's Mother's Day weekend, right?
You
Yeah,
know what kind of messes me up is the whole like Ann Arbor. They want their money before any of these other events. Uh, including other events in the country that are still, that are the shows are before. So I like paying it in order. So that kind of messes up because you have to pay it so far in advance.
well,
Well,
they
they're
split it up
spending
in
it.
three.
They're sweating it,
No, they're
Mm,
spending it,
they're spending it.
yeah.
the show.
Well,
Somebody,
Yeah.
I have Cottonwood coming up in the first weekend in May. I've never done it before.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and my booth is sort of off, like there's all the road, and my booth is not there. And so a lot of people have told me where I am is where the sculptors are. So I'm trying to think about something in my booth to, attract people since jewelry is so small. And and anyway, I'm just thinking about it right now. But I
Well,
mean, this
the last time I was there, nobody was really on the road. Well, I think maybe two or three booths, but that wasn't, it's all the roads are offshoots. I mean,
but
I'm
I'm
sorry,
where
all
I
the
where I
aisles are offshoots
hey,
well, I'm
from the
not in
road.
an island. I'm right on the like I think I'm on the grass next to that road, Michelangelo, that goes through. It's like a section closer to the food trucks, apparently.
Okay.
And
You're,
so
but you're right next to the road.
yeah,
Yeah.
Who
it's
did
not a
you,
row. It faces the road.
right? Who did you pay off?
I don't know anything. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Well, let's
but
hope.
That's killer,
isn't
girl.
I hope.
Oh,
Hey, the funny thing is that was one show that I got accepted to, but I wasn't going to go there for one show. And okay, so I didn't apply to Oklahoma City. That would have been a good second show. I got rejected from Fort Worth. I get in sometimes. And then I'm on the wait list for South Lake. I figured I could put the two shows together. And that was one show where I sent them emails and said, "Look at I'm in Cottonwood and I really need to know. I want to be in. I said, listen, there's plenty of cancellations. Just let me in, and you can cancel somebody later because I'm definitely going to come. That didn't
you
work.
can cancel somebody later.
Well, they are. I mean, no, just people cancel. They're not going to be. It's not going to be perfect. I could almost show up on the day of the setup and there'll be a booth. So what so spare that. Just give me just let me in. Wait, if you have to wait, give me a space when it's available. There will be one so that then I could do Cottonwood. Meanwhile, the deadline for Cottonwood was coming up and I wrote to her and said, "Look, I really want to do the show, but I don't want to drive 1,400 miles for one show and turn around. And so
Right.
please, and then she actually gave me a whole other week. She
Oh,
gave
that
me
was
actually
nice.
10 days, extended
Oh,
the deadline for me, and it still didn't matter because I still hadn't heard from South Lake, and I still haven't heard from them. And I figured if South Lake called me at the last minute, I'd then I'd call Cottonwood back, or I'd call them and say, "Look at hey, they let me in, and I know you're going to have a space." I worked that same logic with Cottonwood, but nothing happened, so I'm not going. But it's in, and I'm really glad I didn't know that Allison was doing the show because. Maybe if I knew that Allison was doing the show, I might go there anyway, just for grins. Because I like
well, I've
Allison.
never done the show before, and it's
Me neither.
9.5 hours. So
Hey, for me, if
I'm
it
gonna
was nine
go.
and a half hours, I'd be going.
Right, right. And
A
it's the
lot more.
hours are very nice in that show.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I figure so anyway, apparently where my booth is among sculptors. And I did look a couple of them up and I just kind of want to think about how I can have a little more pizzazz in my booth because jewelry is so small and just to draw people in, but I'm not really sure
Yeah. But your
what that
jewelry's
would
like
be.
little sculptures.
Yeah, but anyway, I
Yeah.
mean I have big banners, but
The good thing about you are, Allison, that your stuff it will not get dusty.
okay. Well, I mean I used to do a show in the Redwood Forest and that was fine, with the dust, but um yeah, it'll hopefully it'll work out well. I met somebody last Saturday who goes to Cottonwood religiously, and she said that she actually likes where I am because it's less congested. So
Yep.
That's true.
who
If
knows?
it's where I think it is,
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure it is, unless they've changed things up, but they didn't seem to change things much there. I would say you have a very good location.
Okay.
Very good.
Do you
And
guys
go
think I
to
made a
the Friday
mistake?
dinner, by the way.
What?
Go to the Friday dinner.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's very
Where are
nice that
you
they have it
staying?
at the Artist Hotel.
Oh, good. The Marriott?
Yeah,
Um, is that what it is?
Courtyard?
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, good.
And
Yeah.
there's a
It's just
Chili's right next to it and a CVS right next to it.
Yeah. It's a nice, easy place to stay.
well, I heard that
And
there's
if you,
some mall with like a good Chinese restaurant. Some like strip mall with a Chinese restaurant that someone told me about. I have to get the name
yeah,
though.
that's by the Alamo Theater. That's a good restaurant. The Catherine took me there. There's another uh, painter from California likes to go there. Uh, there's a couple of taquerias, but do not go to any of the ones in the mall area next to the show. They all suck.
Okay, well, if I could
Uh,
get Chinese food, that's exactly what I would go for. So
Have it delivered.
mhm. Plenty of tacos here.
There's a Publix going east from from the hotel. I think it's a no. There's a Kruger by the show. That's pretty good, and there's another one going east from the where the hotel is.
I'll just bring my own food,
There's a
that kind of
Whole
stuff.
Well, you're
Foods.
saying like if you go to
Yeah,
Publix
right.
Publix or Kruger supermarket,
Yeah.
Well,
But
you
yeah,
there's a
I'll
need to
just
Whole
go.
bring.
Foods, but just remember that if you're doing breakfast, the takeout breakfast on their breakfast bar, be aware of exactly how much you can eat. And just because everything looks great
Mhm.
doesn't mean that you want to spend $22 on breakfast.
Right. Well, Bonnie, I got to tell you, for me in the morning, it's like, I wake up, Eric will drop me off so I can put my jewelry out. Once I'm done, then I'd eat my yogurt. I just, I'm definitely not one to take the time and, it's like I need to sleep up to as long as possible.
Yep, I'm with you. I think
She's not a
I did
morning person,
breakfast
Bonnie.
the
Mhm.
day after the show.
Uh-huh.
I remember it being wonderful
Well, good. And I have
and
a
$22.
I have a traveling kettle now, so I could make my coffee because hotels often just have those pod machines. And
Yeah, I bring with me now my percolator all the time.
I'll see
We
you
bring our
later. I
own.
gotta run.
See you later.
Bye, Court.
Always
Bye,
a
Court.
pleasure, Court.
I'll see everybody tonight.
Yep.
Allison, we bring our own pods.
What?
We bring our own K cup.
Your own?
No, just the K cup pods.
Oh,
Oh, I see. I see. I
Yep.
I bring a cone. Actually, there's a hand grinder, a cone,
Oh,
and it drips right into my coffee canteen.
yeah, you do a
So,
pull of them.
A hand
Yeah.
grinder. Oh, that's so Allison. I love it.
well, it actually sometimes we'll grind coffee before leaving, but it just, depends.
Yes.
And anyway, but in the morning it's like, anything to save time so I could sleep up, as far as possible to, um
well, I started doing brewing cold brew at home
mm, oh, yum.
and then take that. That
That's delicious.
worked really
Yeah,
well. And that was no work in the morning because
right.
I'm with you. I am not
Yeah.
a, I'm becoming less and less of a morning person.
Hmm.
But it takes so darn long to put out the jewelry and everything that you have to get there so early. And yeah,
Hmm.
Well, what I do with the jewelry is at home, I set it up. I have paper that's the exact size of my booth. I set it all up, I take photographs. Then when I pack it up, each um, gallon bag has a booth in it I mean, a case in it of jewelry. And so in the morning, I don't have to think. I can just take everything out and look at my pictures
yeah.
to put it together. But, so mine doesn't take that long, but yeah, it definitely takes some time. But, I could do it in
I,
15 minutes.
I always thought that your way of doing it was brilliant, but I never had my, excuse me, I never had my shit together to do it.
It's a pain, like right before leaving, it's kind of a lot of, extra work. But
Yeah.
um, on the other hand, in the morning, I'm just not so functional. So it's nice to have that done.
Well, I need to make my bag tomorrow. My poor cats are going to be alone for 4 days.
Don't you have a cat sitter?
I need to find a new one because when I came back, uh, they're not just the same person all the time as a company. When I came back, uh, they stop on Thursday. I got here Friday, and the bowls of food was almost emptied. All four of them, all the bowls actually. And I know that there's no way that they fill up the put at least a cup and they eat all the food, because even snow doesn't eat all the food in one day. So it make me go like a and it's not cheap. It's like a $32 a day. So it's not like a
Yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
going to spend that money, I want to be comfortable with them. So so this trip I'm going to leave a lot of food and a lot of water and we'll see what happens.
Well, excuse me, everyone. I'm going to leave because I've started coughing again. So great
Well,
seeing everyone.
yeah,
Great
same
seeing
here.
you,
I'm going to talk to you
Bonnie.
guys later.
Good to see you, Bunny.
Be safe, Bonnie.
Bonnie's gone.
All right. I'm out of here too.
Hi,
Roy's
Roy.
Everybody
Mhm.
have a lovely day.
You
Don't
too.
forget about it.
Still delivering mail, but it's beautiful out here. So
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. That's right.
what is it? Sure.
I have 1,600 postcard stamps. I normally buy them ahead of time.
Uh-huh.
And because I want to do a mailing in the next month or so. But I'm thinking maybe I should just buy stamps as I need them instead of spending several weeks stamping it because I'm concerned about the post office um,
Okay. What
and
what what what
operations, basically.
oh yeah, no. We're operating the way we have been the last 5 years, which is horribly. No.
Uh,
Um so the thing about postcard stamps,
mhm.
just make sure that your size is correct, because if you're there's a certain size you have to have for your postcard
Oh,
stamps for your post office.
that part I totally understand. That's not an issue.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
But
It,
so
you know,
if you're going to do a mailing, so say you want to mail whatever date you want them to get it, do
mhm.
at least 10 days prior.
Okay. So, because
Um,
my concern was like, what if I buy all these stamps, 1,600 stamps, and then there's no postcard stamps anymore that are, that kind of thing.
yeah, that is absolutely viable, because a lot of people don't buy postcard stamps. So if you want to mail 1,500 stamps, 1,500 cards, go ahead and buy them.
Right.
I know that it's a chunk of money up front, but at least you'll have them. And
Right. Right.
um
Six,
and
1,600. But
yep,
I've always been a letter writer, just even as a kid. And so I just um I worry about the whole thing, but most recently, I mean, people get emails, but when they get a postcard in the mail, they're getting a picture of my work in their home, and it's just always it paid off very, very well.
that's what we do.
So
Yep,
yeah, yeah.
yep. Yeah, when anytime somebody buys something from Mary Ann, we follow up with we send them a pack of 5
Oh,
note cards.
I remember you said that. You said
Yep,
that, and I think
and
that's great.
yep, and that really has just we've had a lot of people who have just kind of got Mary Ann an email and said, "Oh, I got my cards. They look great. Thank you." Like that. And they're
Yeah,
they're really they're really beautiful. And nice thing about it is they can just rip them in half and put them in a little frame if they want to.
right.
So
So I shouldn't
yeah,
worry about anything disappearing in the next couple months, or I mean,
no, yeah.
okay.
Now I got to be honest with you. Crap happens, and we, what 2 years ago we mailed the check off to our electric company. They never got it, which is something that,
Oh no,
happened. But
right, that happens. I mean, I'm just talking about the, messing around with our post office.
no, they're not going to mess around. No.
All right. I
Yeah,
know that DeJoy was fired.
thank God.
I know, and that Biden couldn't do that. But so who's going to replace him? Is it going to be somebody who's worse?
Well, see, here's the thing. No, and the reason why I say no is because this guy who was the deputy postmaster, he's come up from the ranks. He actually has
Ah,
touched mail in his life,
okay. Uh,
and that's the way it used to be. Um,
hmm
when I started, wow, it's been 30 years. Holy crap! When I started 30 years ago,
hmm
um, every postmaster came up from the ranks. They were either a
Okay.
clerk or a mailman, became a supervisor, postmaster, district manager, blah 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 blah. But
Huh.
for the most part,
And that's who's been appointed? Somebody who came through the ranks?
correct, right. So
I didn't know that. I didn't read that part. That's a miracle.
it is a miracle, and but see now here's the thing, it's not necessarily what Musk is doing. It's
Huh.
just, and really, Musk has nothing to do with what's going on in the post office right now. But the the um, management, the management in DC and the headquarters is
hmm
they are always looking for a way to cut. And the first thing that they do is they cut money that carriers and clerks will make. They don't cut
Uh,
management.
no,
They
of
cut
course not.
right. So they cut everything. It's like so. I know this is off target, and I'll be very quick. Sorry. So I get paid based on, like on a salary. I get paid on what they call a route evaluation. They have all my
Huh.
letters and magazines and everything like that, and then they calculate a salary for me. Well, we just went through a mail count, and my mail count, the mail was down, and so now I've lost $9,000 a year.
Wow. That
Yeah,
is substantial.
yeah, it is.
I noticed I'm getting a lot less mail.
Yeah, it's not necessarily. I mean,
Huh.
I, I don't have an answer for that one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but for me as a carrier,
Yeah.
um, I'm basically top of the food chain as far as what we call kind of like I'm on the 12 steps. So, but
Huh.
yeah, so we had a mail count, and the mail count result came in, and I just lost 9 grand.
hmm
So
That really, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry that's horrible.
yeah, well, we'll have another mail count in September, see if I go back
Mhm.
up. So who knows? Anyway,
Right.
Your face in front of it.
so we're gonna do art shows and see what happens.
Right. Right. Well,
Okay,
thank you. Thank you for all that.
Sure.
I'm going now.
Hi, Barry.
Oh.
All right.
Barry, have a wonderful day. Don't get discouraged. Do shows. Barry, do shows.
Bye.
Everybody have a lovely day.
All right. By
Thanks,
the way,
Larry.
this is Steve Daniel. Hi, guys.
Hey, Steve.
Hi.
Okay,
All
see you
right.
later.
All right. See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.